have a wonderful friend joining a Healing Peace podcast today. We have been talking about, in general, being your own cheerleader. And today on the show, we have Roxanne. Roxanne, why don't you tell us real quickly who you are, what you're about, and then I got some questions for you.
Okay. My name is Roxanne Parks. I'm the wife to 35 years to my hunk of burning love, Brian. I have 4 adult children that are empty nested, and right now I spend my life writing, speaking. I've written a few books. I write YouVersion Bible plans. I do women's events. I do life coaching. I'm currently at an office right now. I do corporate care chaplaincy, and I just am all about building the body of Christ with life-giving truth.
Yeah. And within that truth, as we're talking about being our best cheerleaders, one of the things that I know for myself that kind of prohibits me from being my best cheerleader is by some of the things that I tell myself. And in those things I tell myself, they're not necessarily the most uplifting. And I know that I'm not the only one who does that. But I know that you've written some items about the voices that we, listen to. So can you go in a little bit, give us a little tidbit of how to listen to that right voice and to know when to say no to the other voice?
Well, I'll tell you, I wrote a Bible plan called The Voices and the Choices because it became so real to me every day that I had all these things going on in my head, and then I had these choices to make. I can't always control the thoughts that come into my head, but I can control how they affect me. I can take those thoughts captive. I can choose my response. And so when I realized, Kamir, that we hear 4 voices in our head, the voice of God guiding us, the voice of the enemy saying, heck to the no, the voice of our self-nature, which is, just frankly what I want. And then the voice of the other, which are the humans in our life, whether it's our husband, our children, our boss, our neighbor. So these 4 voices are kind of going on in our heads every day. When I realized that there was a battlefield in my head of these 4 voices, I just realized going, no, I don't want those 4 voices to win. Whose voice is going to win, and which one am I going to listen to, and which choice am I going to make? And I came to a place where I knew that I would rather have his will, his way, even over my will, my way, than anything. And so I had to give the other voices, I had to be aware that I wanted to hear the voice of truth. The voice of the enemy is full of lies, and the voice of our Father is full of truth. The voice of myself could be coming out of brokenness and living from a lie, and then the voice of the other doesn't know my assignment from God. So I just encourage you for us to be aware of the voices and the choices. Don't play the blame game. Just make sure you're listening to the voice of truth, not the voice of the lies and the enemy.
And I do appreciate what you shared, because I think to get back to that place, we all know truth is in God and in his word, and those elements do not change. And so as we fight those lies, that is one practical method that we can do so that we're allowing goodness to breathe in us versus what we experience in our environment.
That's so right. In my Bible plan, I identify common lies because there's a lot of common lies that we live in. And we don't have time to go into that now. And I identify common truths that are ours to live and thrive in. And so I invite people into that Bible plan, or it's also in my book, my recent book, Breathe.
And the book is where?
The book you can get on Amazon. You can also go to roxanneparks.com and get this information too. But my book is available on Amazon or through my website. And the Voices and the Choices Bible plan is available at YouVersion, which is a Bible app.
All right. Well, I know just from what you shared, we definitely piqued a lot of interest, and people will go check it out. And for you guys who are watching this, I know that this is something that A Healing Peace is doing a little bit more of our videos. You can see behind the scenes of what we're doing as we're interviewing lovely guests such as Roxanne. And of course, you can listen to the full audio. You can find us in your favorite podcast app, or you can see us here on YouTube or wherever social media platform you're watching us. See you next time. Look in the comments. You can learn more about this great interview.